few days before hiking the Grand Canyon, my right knee started to give me a little bit of trouble. But determined to still hike the Grand Canyon, I was actually able to use kinesiology tape to help stabilize the knee so that it would be perfectly comfortable while I hike the Grand Canyon. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing another big hike, and so since I'm already going to be taping myself anyways, I figured I'd show you what I did, how I taped the knee to stabilize it so that I could still do a big hike like that. When it comes to taping the knee, there's general rule of thumb with tape is, and this is the Rock Tape brand, I really like it, but other brands are going to work well as well. With tape, if you rip it right down the middle, the tape itself is stretchy. And so it's good to have a little bit of stretch in the tape, but you always want to have the last inch or two of tape not have any stretch. Okay? Now, there's a couple rules of thumb when you are putting tape on the knee. Some basic ways of taping the knee is sometimes what people will do is just stretch a piece and just go right across the base of the kneecap. But it also can be good to have some stabilizer on the side. That's if you're just kind of generically taping it. In my case, I knew that my knee was a little bit more vulnerable on the inside here, and so I actually taped specific to that. And so when you're taping any part of the body, you want to pre-stretch the skin. The rule of thumb for that is simply because if I tape it like this and then later bend my knee, it's just going to pull the tape right off. Okay? What we're going to do here is I'm going to just come up here on the table. I'm going to take the tape that I already ripped a moment ago, and I have it folded back to where I've got about 1 inch or 2 left on each side, and since I know it's more vulnerable on the inside here, then I'm going to tape according to that. And so we're going to take this, give it maybe about a 40-50% stretch, but again, I want that knee bent, coming kind of cradling that side of the kneecap basically in my case. And then that last inch or two is going to have no stretch. And now I've got hairy legs, and so I got to kind of, as best as I can, get that hair out from there so it's actually sticking to the skin and not the hair. Plus it's just more comfortable because I don't want it pulling on my hair. So we get the tape in there, and so now you can see I've got that stabilizing the inside there. Now, if the outside of my knee is fine, I'm not too worried about it, but somebody could do a piece of tape going the other way as well. The key in all cases when you're doing tape is the tape is meant to stick to skin. So if I were to put another piece across this way, I'd want to start it on the outside of that piece, like that, to where there's at least another inch or so out there, and then I'd stretch it across here. In my case, my knee on the outside is fine there, I'm not worried about it. But I do want to add another layer of stability underneath the kneecap here. So we're going to follow that same procedure. I'm going to change the angle so you can probably see it a little better in the video. But so if I bring my knee down here and I kind of feel, you can feel, especially if the leg is relaxed, where that bottom of the kneecap is. So you can find that I'm pretty familiar with where it is, but just kind of come up till you butt up against it, bend the knee, and then just stretch the tape right across that. And again, the last inch or two on each side has no stretch. And then you're just going to want to make sure that the tape itself is sticking to the skin again, instead of just the hair when you got a really hairy leg like mine. So there that is. Now right here, you can't probably see it in the video, but it is mostly sticking to hair right on this corner here. If it comes up a little, it's not that big a deal. If you're taping somewhere on your foot that's going to be inside the shoe, it is a big deal, because that's going to create friction if the tape isn't perfectly adhered. And then that could cause blistering and that kind of thing, so you don't want that. So, but now that I've got that tape there, Obviously you can't see the change in the squat, but as I come down here, my right knee actually feels more stable than the left knee right now, even though my left knee feels fine. I'm going to go ahead and just simply tape this one knee. It'd be like wearing a brace, but it's much more specific. So again, when it comes to taping, the concepts are very simple. Stretch and apply, leave the last inch or two without any stretch. And then if you're not very comfortable with trying to tape specifically like I did, you can just do like I talked about, where you kind of go across the bottom and then kind of do a little X across the bottom and just stabilize the kneecap in. Or if it's vulnerable on the top, you can do that in the opposite version, where you stabilize on the top, or you can go all around it. That's general concept for taping the knee, particularly in my case for hiking. So let me know if you have any questions or comments about that. When I hiked the Grand Canyon a few weeks ago, in addition to taping my knee, I had 2 strips of tape on my calves, just because I was hiking 17 miles and climbing all that gain. I knew my calves were going to be burning, and I also taped the arch of my foot so that would be just have that added support beyond what I was already going to be getting from my shoes. So hope that helps. I plan to come out with other videos kind of showing instructions on how to tape on the body. But let me know if you have any questions, or if there's somewhere specific you want me to show how to apply the tape. I'd be happy to do that. Thanks.